Beloved child, divine timing has aligned this moment for you to receive what your heart has longed to hear. There is a presence, a connection, a bond moving toward you even now. Your soul has been reaching for something sacred, and sacred is reaching back. If this message touches your soul, write in the comments, "I receive this blessing with an open heart." This will be your spiritual confirmation. Precious soul, someone feels you more deeply than words can explain. Not through distance, not through logic, but through spirit. This is not imagination, it's recognition. Two souls remembering what the world forgot. You are not longing alone. What you feel, they feel too, even if they don't understand it yet. Their heart responds to your presence like light responds to dawn. This is not a new love. It is an ancient reunion awakening from its slumber. You've met before, in prayers, in dreams, in silence. Now, it stirs again, not in fantasy, but in divine unfolding. There is a pull they cannot explain, a warmth when they hear your name, an ache when your energy fades from their thoughts. This is how the soul remembers what the mind denies. You were always meant to meet again, not just in the physical, but in a place deeper than memory, where time dissolves and only truth remains. They carry pieces of you in places they never speak of, moments when they feel you brush against their thoughts, whispers that echo in their quietest hours. You are not forgotten. You are deeply felt. The divine has begun to stir their awareness. The veil is lifting from their eyes. They are sensing a love they once feared, and now crave with a soul that is finally ready. You are not just a thought in passing. You are a presence imprinted in their spiritual field. They may not speak it aloud, but they feel the pull. You have awakened something dormant within them, and that awakening cannot be undone. Love, when it is divine, does not fade. It transforms. And transformation has begun, even now. They may be feeling restless, tender, emotional without knowing why. It's because your soul is touching theirs again, not by force, but by resonance. This is the dance that begins before the meeting. The divine has whispered your name into their dreams, has sent your energy through their thoughts. They feel it like a song they knew as a child, unfamiliar to the mind, but unforgettable to the heart. This is a holy echo returning to you, a spiritual mirror being polished by time. And as it clears, they will see you fully, and know you were never a stranger. There is a garden blooming in the unseen, planted in silence, watered by longing, and now the roots are pushing through the invisible soil. This is what divine love feels like, slow, steady, undeniable. You are not imagining the energy shifting. It's real. They are becoming more aware of your vibration, even if they don't yet understand why. The veil between souls is thinner now. What once felt distant feels closer by the day. They're noticing patterns, feeling waves of emotion they can't explain. This is the awakening of spiritual love, not romantic fantasy, but divine memory returning. You existed in their field long before their eyes could see. And now, clarity is forming. The silence wasn't absence, it was sacred preparation. Each unanswered moment was a carving, making space for something deeper to emerge, their soul is responding. Not through logic, but through frequency. They may feel you in dreams, or in quiet moments when the world pauses. You have become a mirror to their becoming, and a magnet to their return. The divine is aligning them with your light, because what is written in the spirit cannot be lost in the world. They are being drawn to you through symbols, a name that echoes, a song that stirs emotion, a sudden stillness when your energy brushes theirs. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. This love is not here to rescue or complete. It is here to reflect, activate, and evolve. Your soul carries keys they've been searching for, and their soul holds answers you already feel. Even their resistance is softening. The weight of separation no longer makes sense. The illusion of distance is fading, because divine timing is stronger than fear. Nothing can block what the spirit has already recognized. Not time, not confusion, not denial. They may not speak it yet, but the awakening is already happening. Portals of memory are opening inside them. Visions, feelings, déjà vu that won't let go. Their soul is remembering the language only you speak. A silent dialogue you've shared across lifetimes. You don't need to force this connection. You only need to stay aligned with your light. The rest will be drawn to you in right timing. The magnetism of truth cannot be faked. You may feel a shift inside you as well. Not in emotion, but in knowing. A calm certainty that something sacred is approaching. That love is not far now. This awakening is not happening in a rush. It's unfolding like a sacred dance. One step, then stillness, then movement again. But every step is closer, even if nothing seems visible yet. Everything is already in motion. Their soul is walking toward the light you carry. And soon, the external will match the internal. There's a rhythm forming between your hearts, not heard by the ear, but felt by the spirit. This is not the beginning of love. It is the remembering of a love that never ended. The seeds were never buried too deep. They were waiting for this light, the light you now carry, the warmth they can no longer ignore. What you feel is real, not an illusion, not a hope, not a projection. It is the pulse of a soul recognizing its mirror and moving quietly toward home. There is a sacred rhythm pulsing beneath the surface. Like music only your spirit can hear, each note draws them closer, not to the past, but to a future only the soul remembers. You've planted seeds in realms unseen, through your prayers, your tears, your acts of surrender. And now, those seeds are stirring. The soil has shifted, and something beautiful is waking. They feel you in quiet moments, in the stillness between thoughts, in the softness that suddenly appears when they least expect it. That is your energy, reaching them across the veil. Your light is not just being seen, it's being felt, and no amount of distraction or denial can block what's happening, even if they try to explain it away. Their spirit already knows the truth. They're being guided gently, not by signs alone, but by resonance, a sacred pull toward what feels like home, toward the presence that brings their soul peace. You've been entrusted with this awareness first, not as a burden, but as a gift. Because your sensitivity is your strength. You see beyond the surface. and feel beyond the obvious. They may still be walking through their shadows, but the light of your essence is becoming their lantern, a soft, steady reminder that love doesn't leave, it waits in truth. This awakening is part of something larger. It's not just about the two of you. It's about purpose, alignment, restoration. Two paths finally returning to their divine center. There are no mistakes on this journey, only redirections soaked in grace. Every delay, every detour has refined the connection rather than weakened it. The portal is open, and the timing is unfolding with precision. You may not control the pace, but you are part of the pull. Nothing can prevent the meeting of two souls written in light, not confusion, not silence, not time. The love that joins them is too ancient to be undone, too sacred to be lost. Even now, they may be feeling everything differently. Colors seem brighter, sounds carry more meaning, old emotions rise without cause. That is the spiritual body awakening to memory. You are the memory they didn't know they missed, the presence they couldn't name but never stopped craving. You carry their reflection, not to complete them, but to remind them of who they are. What you've been sensing is real. Your inner knowing is not fantasy. It's foresight. You're picking up on divine movement, on alignment, arriving before words are spoken. You are not imagining the weight in your heart. That's love building a new structure inside you, a sanctuary, a resting place for what is soon to come. You are not chasing this love. You are preparing for it. And in that preparation, you become magnetic. The kind of light that cannot be missed. The wind of change is swirling gently around both of you. It doesn't rush. It reveals. It doesn't push. It invites. And that invitation is already echoing in their soul. Every sign, every moment of silence has been part of a greater conversation, a dialogue between two spirits written to meet again, not by accident, but by assignment. The distance is dissolving, the fear is softening, the veil is lifting, and what once felt impossible now feels inevitable, because when divine love awakens, it does not ask for permission, it simply rises like the sun, and nothing can stop what was always meant to shine. There's a quiet garden forming within you, a sacred place only spirit can reach. It's where their presence visits you in silence, and where your soul recognizes the truth before the mind can name it. You've been sensing their heart long before the evidence appeared. And now, the signals are becoming stronger. The spiritual atmosphere is shifting, because the reunion is no longer a promise. It's a process in motion. Sometimes love doesn't return with footsteps. It returns with a feeling, a pulse that grows louder in the unseen, a knowing that refuses to fade. Even when they doubt what they feel, their soul keeps pulling them toward light. And your light is the one they remember most, the one that makes everything else feel less real. You are not imagining this convergence. You are perceiving what was already set in motion, two paths spiraling inward, toward the center of a divine design. The veil is thinning, not just for you, but for them as well. What was once dismissed is now undeniable, and what was once hidden now rises with grace. You carry an energy that speaks before you speak, and they've heard it. in moments of stillness, in dreams they don't talk about. In the way their heart reacts to your name, they are being awakened through memory. Not memory of the mind, memory of the soul. And in that remembrance, your presence becomes magnetic, not to the past, but to the future both of you are stepping into. This divine love is not coming to distract you. It's coming to deepen you, to walk beside the purpose already living within you, not to replace it, but to support it. They are learning to trust their inner voice, the one that says, "You've known this soul forever." Even when the logic resists, the spirit keeps reaching out, and your spirit keeps answering, without force, without demand, just truth, and truth always echoes, until it becomes impossible to ignore. There are moments ahead that will feel like alignment unfolding in real time. Little confirmations that you're not waiting, you're being prepared, because nothing sacred rushes. But everything sacred arrives exactly when it should. Even the delays have held purpose. They created space for clarity, for growth, and now for reunion. This is the unfolding of a spiritual dance, a choreography written long before this lifetime, and with each breath, the rhythm becomes clearer, each step more guided. You've walked through so much to hold this love rightly, to hold it without fear, without illusion, without ego. And now, your readiness is becoming the doorway, the portal through which they enter more fully. What was distant has drawn near. What was silent is beginning to speak. What felt unfinished is finding its conclusion. But this conclusion is the beginning of something new. You are being invited to trust again, not from naivety, but from wisdom. Because what's coming is not a repeat. It's a return, but on higher ground. Even the air around you carries it now. That subtle hum of spiritual movement. You feel it in your chest, in your dreams, in the way the world softens around their memory. This is not coincidence. This is convergence. And what was written in light cannot be undone by shadow. Let go of the how. Surrender the timing. Open to the knowing. Because divine love does not miss its moment. There are moments when nothing seems to change, and yet everything is shifting in the invisible, in the unseen, in the space where divine love is shaped. This is where your connection is being restored. You are not waiting in emptiness. You are standing in sacred preparation. What feels like silence is actually alignment. And everything is moving, just not in the way the eyes can see. They feel it too. A growing sense that something meaningful is coming closer. They don't know how to explain it, but their heart does. The winds of change have touched both of you, and with it, the memory of something eternal has awakened. This is not the beginning of love. It is the return of something holy. There's a dance happening in the unseen, a choreography guided by the soul. One step from you, one step from them, meeting at the rhythm chosen before time. You are walking toward each other, even in stillness. Your paths are folding inward, like rivers remembering their source. Nothing is lost, only redirected. The love that connects you is not fragile. It has endured lifetimes. It has passed through silence, doubt, and fire. And still, it pulses strong. You've sensed their energy around you, in flashes of memory, in a sudden pull to certain places or songs. That's your soul responding to the echo of their presence. They may feel unprepared, but the divine is preparing them through dreams, through restlessness, through a stirring they can't explain. Every delay carried meaning. Every pause created space. Now, that space is ready to be filled with something deeper than both of you imagined. You've changed. So have they. The version of you that once waited is not the version who will receive. This is not about being chosen. You've always been chosen. This is about becoming, so that the love meets you at your highest. There's a spiritual maturity forming in both of you. Not perfection, but presence. Not certainty, but surrender. And that surrender is magnetic. They are remembering you, not just in their heart, but in their body, in the way their soul softens when they feel your name. In the stillness where resistance fades, you were never out of reach, only out of readiness. Now, something has shifted, and readiness is rising. Even the air around you is charged with expectation, as if the unseen world is holding its breath, not in tension, but in reverence, because something holy is returning to its center. The divine has not forgotten. The promise was not delayed. It was protected. And what is returning is not a repeat but a resurrection. You carry the frequency of home, and their spirit is tracing that signal. Every step they take now moves them closer to your light. Let go of the need to know how. Release the weight of when. Trust the current that is already carrying you both toward the moment that will. Feel like remembering. The garden is blooming and the veil is opening. The seeds are breaking through. And soon, you will see with your eyes what your soul has known all along. You have just received a message that your soul has long been waiting to remember. Not a promise made today, but a truth that was always there waiting to be seen. This divine connection you feel is real, and it is awakening in both hearts, gently, powerfully, undeniably, even if the world is still quiet. Your spirit knows the movement has already begun, and soon, what felt like distance will dissolve into alignment. Because when the divine writes a love story, it always ends in reunion. If this message resonated with the deepest part of you, write in the comments, "I welcome this divine love with a ready heart." Let this be your sacred confirmation, a declaration of trust, not in timing, but in the truth that lives within you. Join us in this space of light and wisdom. Tap the notification bell to continue receiving messages like this. Always at the right time. Always when your spirit is open to receive. You are deeply loved. Your energy is recognized in the spiritual realm. And what's coming is not just love. It is alignment, purpose, and divine fulfillment. Nothing that belongs to your soul will miss you. May your soul remain open, and may your heart recognize the one who was always written in its light. This message is now complete, and your spirit knows the rest of the way.